You both might have a different viewpoint. Our job is going to be to bring you both in a way together to make the best investment decisions.
Sometimes the time is right when the time is right. He is somebody I met in 2017. He always wanted to start with an investment in the Dubai market. And 2024 is what it was for him. He, along with another friend of his, wanted to really take a look at the Dubai market again and really start investing. So what we ended up doing is have them sign up on the Dubai Wealth Builder program. And it's a little bit of a challenge trying to get two friends who might think alike, can also think differently sometimes. Him and both of his friends were then escorted along into a strategy session. We then went on to help them virtually select properties, qualify based on the criteria that we established. One of them then visited Dubai. We went physically to see the properties, the different showrooms, and get a feel of the areas and the locations so that we could then make better decisions. The process took about maybe a month to 2 months, but the good thing is they win by getting the best property. Dubai wins by getting a great customer, great client. We win because we get to service them, and the real estate market in Dubai wins overall.
Good morning. I can still see the advertisement playing, yeah? Live, yeah? Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everybody who's here. Bilal Sheikh, Rising 4666. Uzair Khalil, Abi Harish Keshwani. Hey guys, the purpose of this live is to engage, connect with you guys, answer any questions you might have, so on and so forth. If you guys have questions either on YouTube or even on Instagram or TikTok, Facebook as well, please send them across to me. I'd love to know if you'd share with me and be kind enough to share with me, where are you guys tuning in from? Okay, so where are you guys tuning in from? What part of the world? What are you in? Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Ajman, London, Pakistan, Dubai, I already said that. Abu Dhabi. Sana Moin says, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalam. Bilal Sheikh says, Assalamu alaikum, Dawood Bhai. May Allah give you success and health and wealth. Very nice. I forgot to put this on. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah. Okay, guys. Love seeing you guys here. Okay, so Rising Force, mashallah, from Kuwait. Why? I'm not asking you why. I am happy that you're here, but why are you tuning in from Kuwait? Do you have a connection to Dubai? Are you going to be a real estate agent? Do you want to be an investor? Are you already an investor? How can I serve you, do something better for you? Sana Moin, what brings you here? Walaikum salam. Abdi Hakimology. Okay, are you Hakim? Okay, Abdi Hakimology, Assalamu alaikum. Everybody watching on YouTube as well, I'd love to hear a hello from you. And where are you guys tuning in from? I'll explain something. On Instagram, I can see who's watching, okay? On YouTube, I've got literally no idea. It's the way the YouTube interface works. I don't know who I'm speaking to unless you say hello in the questions section. Davide Mariani, Assalamu alaikum. I know what you want to ask me. We're already on it. We are already on it. Rising Force 666. I'm already an investor. What are you an investor in? Into villas or apartments? What have you already invested in? Into villas or apartments? So this is a question for Rising Force. What are you already invested in? Okay, just want to get a little bit of a feel about the people who are here. Why are you tuning in and how I might be able to help you? For Rising Force, I've got a question for you. Okay, bless you. You're already an investor. That's really great news. I've got apartments in JVC, mashallah. How are things working out for you in your apartments in JVC? I'll tell you why I'm asking. Because your story might encourage other investors. Your story might be very critical for other people to know. Once they know your story, they might get inspired, perhaps inspired. So how is your journey coming along so far, thus far in JVC, right? Are you having a good time? Has the apartment worked out well for you? Did the investment work out in the sense the way you were expecting it to work out for you? Okay, so would love to know a little bit more about the background on that. Okay, I want to ask you guys one other thing. Okay, everybody who's watching in, whether you're an agent or whether you're an agent or an investor, I want to ask you, what's one big goal that you guys have for 2025? Like, it can be financial, it can be personal or career wise. Okay, so Rising Force says all good, thanks God, 8.5%. Okay, so that's really good. So let's kind of like break that down. Is that net 8.5% or is that gross, Rising Force? Let's break this down for the others who are watching, might be investors or might be looking to start out. Guys, listen, when somebody says they're getting 8.5%, it's a very simple calculation. It means every 100,000 dirhams that they've invested, they're getting 8.5%, which means, or translates to 8,500 dirhams, which means that if they had invested 1 million dirhams, they would be getting 85,000 dirhams net into their pocket. Now, why is this generally good? I'll explain to you why this is good. Like, some people might just sneer at 8.5%. They're like, okay, 8.5%. I want to make 20%. Okay, fine, no problem. You've got good dreams, 20%, 30%, all good. Why 8.5% is pretty good in the Dubai market is when you do some comparisons. Like, if you put your money in the bank or, any interest-bearing deposits, what's going to happen is you're going to get somewhere between 1 to 3%, okay? 1 to 3%. 1 to 3% is, you could say it's high from a banking perspective, generally speaking, okay? Now, if you say to me, no, but we could get 20% in some countries, then you gotta look at those countries. Some of those countries, you can't actually take money out, number one. Number two, the currency is devaluing, so which is why they give you a lot of interest rate as return. Secondly, you could put it into very high risk but high reward instruments such as equity, stocks, shares, crypto. Okay, like some people will disagree and say, hey, crypto is not very high risk, but crypto can be high risk for some people who don't know what they're doing. So, but the returns can be astronomical. Like, you could get 50% return in a short period of time, or you could even lose all your money in a short period of time. So here comes real estate. Real estate, on the other hand, allows you and gives you that option to be able to deploy your capital, get 8.5%. So you're not at 3%, which is what the banks would give you. You're not at 20 to 50%, which could be some high risk reward investments. You're at good 8.5, 7, 9, 10% in real estate in Dubai, which per year net income into your pocket, which in my opinion is very, very good. Okay, if you guys agree or disagree, please let me know. Sana Moin. Okay, so you're from India, bless you, but presently working in the hospitality sector. How can I become a real estate agent working in Dubai? Okay, so the first thing you want to do to become a real estate agent is to really ask yourself a question. Why do you want to become a real estate agent? So, Sana Moin, I'm asking you, why do you want to become a real estate agent? Can you answer that question? Why do you want to become a real estate agent? Why do you want to become a realtor? So, I would love to know, why do you like to become a real estate agent, right? Let's start with that, okay? Now, for a lot of people, money is a big motivator, and that's fine. Nothing wrong. Like, if you're working in hospitality, if you're working for whatever department in the world that you're working in, you're getting a salary, right? So you're going there for a salary. You're not going there for not getting a salary. So you're going there to make some money. That's fine. So if you want to make some more money and you're like, hey, I want to go into real estate because I can make more money, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Why not? Yes, you can. Now, there is a small 1 hour talk that's present on our website. It's, I think, priced at $28 or something like that. What it takes to be a real estate agent, as in a starting mindset position, okay? Where you could actually start with, okay? I would recommend that you watch that, because you've got to understand that being in real estate is a commitment. Like, you don't just stand up and say, I'm going to go do real estate. And then, success is from God. As a Muslim, I believe that. And the results are from God. But the work that you're going to have to do is quite considerable, quite serious. And fortunately or unfortunately, the market here is still getting organized. And I'll give you a small example. Most of the markets in some other countries which are more mature, if a buyer steps into the market, they will generally sign a buyer's agreement with the agent, okay? Because they give the agent the time of their time and commitment that if they do end up buying, they'll buy through that agent. In the Dubai market, you generally don't have that, okay? So you could be a buyer's agent, you could be working with 5 or 6 or 7 buyers, and then you end up understanding that, nobody actually end up buying from you because they bought from somebody else, a family, a friend. So the market's it's getting organized here. So it gets easier and easier, hopefully, as you join. But you've got to know why you want to be an agent. Then watch that video. It explains to you how and what to look for in yourself first. And then there's a lot of free YouTube videos in online that explain, online as in my videos, that explain what you need to do to succeed as a real estate agent. Like, find the right company, find a mentor in that company. Like, if you don't have a mentor in that company, it's going to be very, very challenging, because if you don't have the right mentor, then why it's going to be challenging is because they're not going to give you, you're not going to get the right advice. And if you don't get the right advice, the problem is that you get stuck. Then you get stuck, right? Okay, welcome everybody who's here. Malik, Rising Force, Mavish, Abhisri, Bushan. All right, guys, send your questions. Okay, got a question from Mavish. Hello back to you. What's your question so I can answer your question? Thank you very much for tuning in. Rising Force has a question. Rising Force, I see your question. I'm coming to it. Just give me 1 second. Straight Path on YouTube. What's your question? Salam. I heard that we get loan against properties from which we can buy more properties. My question is, loan against property available for townhouses and apartment? Is there a minimum requirement? So this is very good. I think that the central bank kind of like put a stop to this, but don't take my word for it. It's very easy. Get in touch with a mortgage consultant, okay? Get in touch with a mortgage consultant, okay? There's many mortgage consultants. If you want, just go to one of the top mortgage consultants in Dubai, but there's a lot of small companies as well. Just speak to them, okay? Of size or price of the property to get a loan against the property. This one, again, look, as much as I know about property and I love to answer questions about property, when it comes to mortgages, we have consultants we work with that we put our clients in touch with so that they can give them up-to-date advice, more up-to-date advice, okay? All right, Maurice Sakera, what's your question? What is your question? Ask your question, okay? So let's check this out. Rising Force 666 has a question. I have a question. What do you think about that Dubai Land Residences Complex? Is it a good location for investing? Short answer, you really want to know the short answer? Yes. It is good, okay? Why is it good? Because it's where a lot of the other communities were at a certain time. Like, in Dubai, we're very spoiled for choice. Like, like when you drive around downtown, everything is finished. So you feel like the road network, the traffic signals, the landscaping, similarly in Business Bay, everything's ready, everything's clean, everything's cool, right? So you're like, wow, this is amazing. But then you've got to understand that go to Google and look at the older pictures of downtown Dubai, and you'll find out that downtown Dubai did not always look like this, right? There was a time when, it was getting developed. Same thing with Business Bay, same thing with JVC, same thing with Sports City. So Dubai Land Residences Complex is one of those places which is developing. It's going to develop really, really well, in my opinion. Okay, it's going to do really, really, really well, and I think that you should be looking at it. The same rules apply if you're going to go into Dubai Land Residences Complex. Okay, Dubai Land Residences Complex, you've got to look at the right kind of quality. Okay, the right kind of quality, right kind of developer, right kind of location in Dubai Land Residences Complex, because you've got to look at exiting as well sometimes. So you've got to know how you might want to exit, right? Okay, so we've got a question from Mavish. Okay, what's your question here? Let's see your question. What's your inspiration regarding why you came into real estate? What inspires you? Okay. Actually, it's very funny. I kind of like answered this question this morning. My earlier answer to this question was so that I could have a wholesome, fun, adventurous time, right? I kind of like enjoy the way real estate industry operates. I enjoy the way the industry grows. I enjoy the way the industry moves. I enjoy dealing with people. The money is good, alhamdulillah, as well. And I wanted to have fun and adventure and build something by God's grace that other people could believe in and we could grow together. Okay, that was my inspiration. Now, if you want to know many, many, many other deeper things, deeper secrets, why did you join real estate? Yeah, it gives you a lot of freedom. It gives you freedom to move around. I can quote this as an example, but don't take this to the bank. For example, if you're in a job, so we're Muslims, right? I'm a Muslim. Now, for us as Muslims, praying 5 times is very important. It's obligatory. And then if you can pray in the mosque, it's even better, right? If you can do that, especially as a man. So for me, when I'm in real estate, I have that option to be able to work around, set up my meetings, generally speaking, around prayer times. Like I'm not saying I always do this, but that was one of the motivations, that if I did this, I could do that as well. But other than that, there's a lot of freedom otherwise that you also get when you're in real estate. You could end up working till 11 p.m., but you could have taken completely your afternoon off for X number of reasons. Like, for instance, maybe there is, maybe on the weekend, for example, there is a brunch that you need to attend with your family, but there is an investor in town who you need to meet as well because he's here for 2 days. Now, generally speaking, if investors are in town, they're keeping really funny hours sometimes. So you might be meeting them at 11 p.m., right? Or 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. So you're not stuck not being able to meet them because your working hours completely vary. So you could still make your brunch. You could still make your brunch with your family, enjoy it, and then again go and attend that meeting with your investor as well. Okay, Zain Hashmi, Gabrielle, Rising Force 666, Maish, Abhisri, Bushan. Hey, welcome everybody who's here. Love to take your questions and love to answer them. I want to ask you guys also a question. Like, what's your one biggest goal this year? Like, what do you see? Where do you see yourself? What do you want to do this year? It could be financial. It could be personal. It could be career-wise. It could be real estate related, okay? So what's this one goal that you have this year that you're absolutely bent on succeeding with this year? Like, this is something that I really absolutely must do. I must do this. So I'd love to hear from anybody on YouTube or even on Instagram. Guys, everybody here who's here, welcome. I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay. So somebody asks a question on YouTube. Abhijit. Mr. Fahd, with so many options in Dubai's property market, how do you help clients decide between quick returns and long-term growth, especially when the market keeps changing? Okay. It's Maris says stay focused. Okay, what does stay focused mean? Like, that's your goal for the year? MashaAllah. What does stay focused mean? Like, stay focused on what? Stay focused on your goals? Stay focused on what, right? What are you looking to stay focused on, right? That's an interesting answer. But what do you want to stay focused on? Okay. So Abhijit says something very interesting. How do you help clients decide between quick returns and long-term growth? Look, Abhi, there's a balance. Some clients, they want quick growth, and some clients, they want long-term growth. Generally speaking, the ones who want quick growth, I would say, are on the rather earlier spectrum of investing. Like, at the end of the day, you've got to look at real estate. I'm not saying quick growth is not possible. It is possible, but you've got to look at real estate, and you got to stay. So I always say, stay focused on all your goals, on all my goals or all your goals. Like, whose goals are you trying to stay focused on? Okay. Because then you would say, stay focused on all of my goals, right? Okay. So people are looking for short-term gain. That's fine. Your job is to help them. It's a very different kind of work that's required for short-term gains. You got to be very aggressive, very deep, very fast. For longer-term games, which are more normal in real estate, it's easier. Okay? It's easier. Why it's easier? Because real estate is a long-term game. Okay? It is a long-term game. Real estate, generally speaking, is not a short-term game. Game. It's not a short-term game. So if you're trying to achieve quick returns, short-term, super fast, yeah, sometimes it happens, but you've got to be ready for it when you've got to go in it for the long haul. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You got to remember that you might end up being in it for the long haul. Okay, so how do you help clients? It's very simple. You work towards helping them with honesty, okay? Now, I'm going to explain something. If somebody's coming to you and saying, look, I want to make 20% in 1 year, and then you're selecting properties for them after a deep strategy, deep dive. If you're selecting you're selecting properties for them, and when the question comes up to say, hey, would we be able to resell this property in 1 year? 6 months, you've got to be honest with them and tell them, like, listen, in my opinion, this property at this price point, we might take between 1.5 to 3 years to resell, right? Between 1.5 to 3 years to resell, right? Because when you're telling them this, you're being honest with them, okay? Now, the other agents who are trying to sell you the property, they might say, no, it's very easy. You can resell it after 6 months. Well, okay, fine. But just, you've got to show them the data. So now you're showing them the data around their short-term dreams and what's most likely. As well as you show them the long-term opportunities on properties where 3 to 5 years they can make decent amount of money with less risk. Now, allow the investor to come to terms with this, because when you allow them to come to terms with it, what's going to happen is you will see that they will make certain decisions in their own benefit that will balance the short and the long term for them. And don't worry about the market keeps changing. The market doesn't keep changing. Like, even if the market changes, the fundamentals remain the same. What are the fundamentals of life? Let's take an example. Try not to speculate. Right? So if you went into a casino and speculated money away, well, what would happen, right? Maybe something not good. If, again, this applies, like if you have 10 million dirhams, but you're buying a property worth 20 million dirhams in the hope that the prices will go up and you will be able to flip it and make money, try not to do that, right? Sana Moin, I answered your question earlier on, but looks like you weren't there. But I answered your question, okay? How to enter the real estate industry. Gabriel, what are the common mistakes first-time buyers, investors make? I think some common mistakes that first-time buyers, investors make is sometimes they're not doing enough research, right? They've got to have some boots on the ground in Dubai, and have somebody who they can trust and is trustworthy enough to be able to guide them through the process of buying in the Dubai market. Okay, so that's one. Like, I think that most of the time, I'm not saying that most of the time, but a lot of times they are not going through the process of selecting somebody who they can trust, somebody with experience, somebody who can guide them in the market. It's kind of like if I went to invest in Arizona, I don't know anything. Like, I know the principles of real estate, but I don't know the local knowledge. So having local knowledge is very important in Arizona, USA. If I went to buy land in Pakistan, I've got to get a local broker or a local specialist who's going to be able to guide me on what to look at when I'm buying land. I was just looking at a video the other day of some guy who sells land in India. And it was very interesting, like a great video, short video, maybe 3-4 minutes. And he was selling land, and he said, look, if the land is below the water, the road, it will accumulate water during the rain. So I'm talking about land, okay? Land has nothing to do with Dubai right now, especially land on which we produce potatoes and rice. But I'm giving you an example, okay? Because this guy made a quick video, and he was explaining to people, if you're buying land in India or any country, if the land is lower than the road, then you're going to have, when it rains, the field is going to get flooded. Or your basement's going to get flooded, because I think it was, you could buy this land to build a house, right? If the land has water retention, then you're going to have to do a lot of this work. If the land is not doing this, like he gave like 7 or 8 points, which, you know, I noted them down, and basically he was telling you this is how you buy land, right? I hope that makes sense. So for a lot of times, the first time buyers, they don't get somebody who has local knowledge guide them. They just feel like, okay, we know everything. We'll just go through with what's what. The other things that first-time buyers should look at is, there's 5 things I always say. Okay, let me just elaborate on those 5 things. Okay, since people are here, somebody might benefit out of this. Okay, even if it's agents or first-time investors. Number 1, you're looking at whoever is doing the development. You're looking at their credibility. Okay, in Dubai especially. So the developer credibility is super important. You're looking at what they've already delivered in the past, other projects. Okay, whether in Dubai or other countries. Then you're looking at the quality of what they're delivering. Okay, so there will be developers in Dubai that they've delivered like 10, 15, 20 buildings or projects, but you want to go and have a look at the quality that they're delivering. Okay, so if one of their buildings is 5 years old, just walk into any apartment and you'll be able to tell how's the wear and tear happening, right? 2. 3, you're looking at the location, okay? Well, how's the location today, okay? 4, you're looking at the infrastructure, okay? How's the infrastructure? What do I mean by infrastructure? Infrastructure simply means the roads coming in, the roads going out, how's the place built up, what's it looking like, what is what, so on and so forth, right? It's very, very simple, it's something not very super complicated. Okay, so you're looking at location, how good is it today? You're looking at infrastructure, how much is there today, and how much of it is still coming in, right? So how many roads are still building in? Last but not the least, you're also looking at rental income, potential rental income of that area. Now, generally speaking, when you're looking at potential rental income of that area, it's very easy, because you can look, if the building's not ready yet, you can look at comparables. Okay, now let's take example. Okay, so you're buying from a certain developer in JVC. They've already delivered in JVC, and you're going there and you're looking at buying from them, but a building or an apartment that's going to be ready in 3 years' time. Just look at the rental that their current building is achieving, and you can estimate that your rental income is going to be at par, a little bit higher, because of 3 years later. Generally speaking, we've got Dubai, the prices are going up, generally speaking. So very, very simple, not very complicated, right? So look at these 5 things. And if you're not looking at these 5 things, developer credibility, quality, location, infrastructure, to come already there. Last but not the least, the rental income that you could potentially get, right? So the rental income that you could potentially get. Okay, so Gabriel, I hope I answered your question. Irfan K10, if you got a question, please ask me. Bushan Saeed Extra, love to take your questions, guys. I've got a few over here, which are very basic questions, but they're going to be helpful for investors. Okay, so why are some units on higher floors more expensive than lower floors, or vice versa? Like, how does it happen that sometimes a higher floor unit might be priced lower? Okay, welcome, Maruk. If you got a question, hey, welcome. Put it across over here, and I'll explain to you why it is. Okay, just say hi. Hello. Hi, Ajab. How are you? So, generally speaking, what developers will do as the floor goes higher, they will increase the price by 5,000 or 6,000. Okay, so as the floors go higher, they will increase the price by 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 10,000. Like, it varies because why? It's very easy to understand why. Because higher the floor, the better it is in terms of the view, generally speaking. Now, why would it be vice versa? It could be vice versa based on size or not a great view. So if you're on the lower floor and you've got an amazing view of the swimming pool, perhaps you're on the third floor, large apartment, amazing view of the pool area, the kids play area. So for some people that is a good view. You can see your own kids playing. Your tenant, if he moves in, he can see his own kids playing. And then you've got an apartment on the higher floor, but it's a smaller apartment. Okay, or even if it's the same level apartment, it's got not such a great view. Okay. Okay, so can an investor says, can I actually see the unit that I'm buying? Can I actually see the unit that I'm buying, or just a similar one? Okay, in most cases, if you're buying off plan, then you can't see the unit. Okay, because how will you be able to see the unit? Generally speaking, most developers will not allow you to be able to walk upstairs into your particular apartment. Some cases, sometimes what happens is the building's coming very close to completion, and they will allow you to walk in, and they will allow you to actually take a look around your actual apartment. Have we done this? Yes, we've done this, but there is a little bit of a safety risk. You've got to wear proper helmets. You've got to get proper permission from a developer to go and see this. Like, you can't sneak in and, go up to an apartment just by sneaking in. Like, don't ever do that. You've got to have proper permission, because, the developer's got to make sure that you are super safe if you're going to have a look in. Okay. Now, in some cases, if it's a completely off-plan building and nothing's been built, yes, you can't see anything about the apartment. In some cases, if there is an apartment available, let's say it's tenanted and you can't see it, you can see something that might be similar, one floor up or one floor down. And when you see that, you're like, okay, no, this makes sense, right? Okay, so if it makes sense, then you could actually see the other apartment when time comes to actually making that final offer. Okay. Few questions for agents as well. If you got questions here, guys, please give me and shout out. So investors are comparing Dubai and Abu Dhabi prices. What's the best way to explain the market differences? Very easy. So I've got a question for any agent who's watching this. So if you needed to explain to an investor the best way to differentiate between Abu Dhabi and Dubai, how would you do it? How would you do it? Any ideas? Okay. No ideas? Okay. I'm going to explain to you guys. You're not going to say one is good, the other is bad, and the other is good, the other one is bad. You're not going to get into that debate. You've got to lay the facts on the table for your investor to evaluate them based on what they see, like really see. Okay? You've got to let them base it on that. Okay? How do you do that? Very simple. You tell them, okay, look, this is a similar one bedroom in a similar type of community in Abu Dhabi. This is the price point that it's renting at. Okay, good. This is the service charges you've got to end up paying. This is what you pay in Dubai. These are the number of transactions. I don't know if in Abu Dhabi you can see the number of transactions that are taking place, but you want to give them an idea that these are the number of transactions that generally take place. These are the number of transactions that are taking place in Dubai. Like, for instance, I think January was like 3 billion dirhams worth of transactions in Dubai alone, right? So you got to know like the liquidity and the number of resales that happen in the Dubai market are higher. You've got to explain it to them, but you've got to also tell them like, look, Abu Dhabi is booming. It's probably going to do very well. Dubai might be priced too high for them, so on and so forth. So you give them these basics in an office, in a meeting, over a computer, over Zoom, or over a virtual call. Then what you do is you say, okay, look, if you're here, let's go and do some visits, like actual personal visits to these places. Like you go to these places and you do the visit, right? You go and look. You look at how things are, right? It's very easy. It's not it's not super complicated, right? It's not super complicated. You go, you look, and you take like a little bit of a decision from there. After you are done Dubai, you take them to Abu Dhabi. I'll quote something about 4 years ago. I had a gentleman, he wanted a golf course community. And you know what happened? He ended up seeing that there was very good houses or villas or townhouses available in Ajman. Did I say, no, don't go to Ajman? Because I primarily work in Dubai. No, I said, hey, at a certain time, like 10 o'clock, let's just drive down to Ajman. Look at that community. Look at the houses, right? Let's get a feel of the place, right? So when you start taking them there, that's when they'll start understanding if it's something that they like or not like. Like, who are you to absolutely make up their mind? Like, I know, like, we want to all be salespeople, but should you make up the mind for them? You can guide them, but then you can let them make up their mind. Like, if there was 2 pens available, there's always this. There's always okay. Think about this question: should it be Dubai or Abu Dhabi? It's kind of like there's 2 pens available. Your job is not to perhaps sell either of the pen. Your job is perhaps to help them select which is the better one for them. Does that make sense? That's better than sell me this pen. That can go viral, because your job is perhaps not to sell them this pen. The job is perhaps to sell them which pen is better for them. But the problem is then, what if you have only 1 pen? What do you do then? Get another pen. And maybe another pen that's not as good as this pen, and then at least show them the comparison and why your pen is priced slightly higher. Okay. Bushin asks, I saw a news story in a major Dubai eviction notices push some tenants to buy their own homes. What are the main reasons tenants are thinking about buying property in Dubai? Okay, that's a good question. Bushin, one of the things that's happening with a lot of people. Hey, welcome, Ahsan. Said, welcome. Looking forward to a question from you. One of the things that's happening with a lot of people is they've come to a realization that Dubai or the UAE is home for a lot of people. Like, look, I was born and raised here, and I still remember 2007 when I came back from Canada. I remember I met a British, Scottish, Irish person. I don't remember exactly his nationality, but I asked him, right? Okay, like, so what does Dubai mean to you? And he said, Dubai is home, right? This is the first time we were starting to hear from people who said Dubai is home. Like, I'm not saying it's because of everybody thinking about Dubai as home, but there's a lot of people who are starting to think about it like home, right? So then they're thinking, if Dubai is home and they're going to be here for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, or if they want to even retire here, then it just makes sense to buy a property, right? Is it because of rising rent pressure? All of that, Bushin. So is it because of rising rent prices? Yes, right? So rising rent prices translates to, for a lot of people, agitation and difficulties when they're dealing with the developer, okay? So when you're dealing with, not a developer, sorry, a landlord, right? Landlords want higher rents. The rental index controls the rents. And they're like, we want to see higher rent. And so everybody doesn't want to go through this hassle of every time trying to negotiate with the landlord. Number one. Number two is potential for long-term investment. Yeah, a lot of people have money here and there, and they're thinking, okay, why don't we just invest it into something? And yes, growing need for stable living arrangements. Like, people want stable housing allowances. Like, not everybody wants to be in a position where every year they've got to think about moving, right? So, of course, all of those are correct. Hey, we've been on live for a while now. I'm going to take any last questions. If there is, please send them across. And I'm going to answer one last question for agents. So if your buyer wants luxury, but their budget says mid-market, how do I transition this conversation smoothly? You don't need to transition this conversation. It's very easy. How would you do it? Anu? Do you know how you do it? How would you do it? Imagine, how would you transition? So I've got a question for you guys. Gabriel, Abi, Dubai off plan, welcome, Bushin. So if somebody has a mid-market budget, but they want to buy luxury, how would you transition the conversation smoothly? What would you explain to them? What would you say to them to help them understand that their budget allows for only mid-market? How would you do it? I've got a question. Anybody on YouTube? Anybody on Instagram? Come on, Dubai off plan. Let's say if you're selling something off plan and they're looking for like the top developer, Palm Jabal Ali, right? Dubai off plan. You were asking about Palm Jabal Ali last time. If they wanted Palm Jabal Ali, but their budget does not allow Palm Jabal Ali, how would you transition it? How would you talk to them? How would you tell them? How would you convince them? Ignore their calls. Stop picking up their phone. Tell them that they don't know anything. They don't know what they're doing, really. How would you do it? Okay, so people in the room here, they say we would show them a comparison. Okay, what kind of comparison would you show them? Price comparison. Rawal, assalamu alaikum. How are you? Price comparison. Yes. This is the answer. Okay, guys, listen. If somebody wants something, but their firepower, we're talking about money here, their firepower doesn't allow them to get that thing, it's kind of rude to tell them you can't afford it. Even though I've seen this approach by some agent and they've pulled this funniness on my clients. Oh, you can't afford this. Some agents use this to egg on a customer. And, the customer's like, okay, I'm going to show you I can afford it. He ends up walking away buying 2 properties. I don't recommend this approach. It's antagonistic and it troubles the other person. So I would rather just do a comparison, right? Don't say no to them because you never know. They may have the money. Maybe they just told you, I want to invest 10 million dirhams, but maybe just they didn't want to invest 28 million dirhams. I have had, and this is just for everybody to know, especially agents, Gabriel, Dubai off plan, Bushin, Rawal. I have had clients who wanted to invest only 5 million, ended up spending 25 million plus. I've had clients who said, I only want to invest 400,000 dirhams, end up investing 2 million dirhams. Because, you're just evaluating the market with them. You're helping them try to get the best deal possible for them, right? So it does happen. So when their budget's mid-market, but they want luxury, that's fine. Their taste might be luxury. And you can tell by the watch that they wear, by the car that they drive, how they talk, what they eat, where they've been. All you do is you just take them out. Take them to the developers, especially if you're doing off-plan, okay? Take them to the developers who will explain to them the luxury project and then give them the prices. It's okay, let them decide. Take them to the developers that are mid-market, but still high-end quality. I'm not saying low quality because anybody who wants luxury can almost always afford high-end quality. Okay? Take them to the high-end quality stuff. Let them see it. Now, you will allow them in their own mind to evaluate if the price point allows for them to pay the extra money. Do you understand what I mean? So if they feel they want to pay extra, they will. It's very simple. If they feel they want to pay the extra, they will. Okay. So Gabrielle, Uzair, Abi, Dubai off plan. Last questions. I've been on this live for about an hour now. So any last questions? Rawal, Assalamu alaikum. How are you guys doing? Oh, Instagram is hanging a little bit. I can see Instagram hanging, by the way. Can you guys, on Instagram, can you guys hear me on Instagram? Can you see my video live? Is it coming through okay? Hello, hello. It's okay. I can see it hanging on my thingy. Was that? Okay. Yes. Bushan says yes. Okay, alhamdulillah. Alright, Anu Usman, Chu Tanveer, Rawal. Okay, guys, any last questions? Okay, any last questions that you guys have? I'm happy to answer. Let's take one for the investors, okay? And last but not the least, I want to ask you guys, everybody who's here, what are your biggest goals for this year? Financial, personal, or career-wise? Before I go, tell me your biggest goals for this year. What is your biggest goals for this year? It could be financial, it could be career-wise, or it could be personal. Dubai off plan, Bushan, Tanveer, Rawal, huh? Assalamu alaikum. Rawal, what's your biggest goal this year? Huh? Kif halaj? What is your biggest goal this year? What is your biggest goal this year? Financial, career-wise, or otherwise? Okay, let's answer last questions for investors. Okay. Last question, and I want to really know what's your biggest goal this year. Shoot it across to me. I'd love to know. Okay, last question. Calculating ROI. Guys, listen. ROI is calculated in a very simple way, okay? I call it rental yield, okay? Rental yield or rental income instead of calling ROI. ROI is kind of like also takes into account capital appreciation when the property gets sold, okay? So 1.5 million commission, mashallah. 2, marriage, mashallah. 3, social media. What do you want to do? You want to launch a social media platform? Huh, Rawal? Or you want to do a lot of social media stuff? Okay, that's good. Let's take Rawal on. Let's see if Rawal can come on. How do we do this? Let's have a conversation with Rawal. Oh, can I do this? Oh, I can't do this from here, can I? How? Rawal, let's take you on. Doesn't allow that. You'll do it? I want to take Assalamu alaikum, Muzaffar Khan. Rawal, let's take you on live. Let's talk about your social media dreams. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Muzaffar Khan, Assalamu alaikum, brother. Love your videos. Acha, Jazakallah khair. Muzaffar Bhai, tell me something. Muzaffar Bhai. I can talk in Urdu because it looks like this is a gentleman who might understand Urdu. Muzaffar Bhai, what do you love about my videos? It's good to know. Why? Because I should be then making more videos like this. Huh? What do you like about my videos? Let me type here. What do you like about my videos? What I'm asking. Yeah, because we're streaming. Rawal. Can't I take him on? Okay. Rawal, I can't take you on because of the way we're streaming on Instagram, I can't take you on. Oh, I can. I'm going to take him on a phone call. Wait. Okay, Rawal, let's talk to you on the phone call. Okay, Bismillah. Let's see if he's going to answer. Wa alaikum assalam. Let's talk about your goals. Sure, sir. Okay, but we're gonna be live, yeah. So it's okay. Others can hear it.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, mashallah. Okay, so let's talk about this first thing. 1.5 million dirhams in commission. Yes, mashallah. Okay, how many deals will equate to 1.5 million dirhams in commissions for you?
It depends on the ticket size. If working on luxury, it could be only one.
Okay.
If I'm working on like townhouses, villas, mostly I'm working these days.
Okay.
So that will be like around 3 or 4 deals.
Okay, 3 or 4 deals. Ah, yeah, that's true. 1.5 million dirhams in commissions can be easily done with 3 or 4 deals, alhamdulillah. Which means, let's say each deal is approximately
8 to 10 million.
8 to 10 million. Yeah, let's say 8 million into 2%, 160. Okay, so 1.5 million. Is it 1 million or 1.5 million? What did you want?
1.5 million.
Okay, 1.5 divided by 150,000. 10 deals. You know what you should do, Rawal? Aapko na, you should be aiming to do 20 deals this year.
20, right?
Haan. I'll tell you why. So that don't get stuck in only the big deals. Don't get...
I'm talking about off-plan. Not secondary. So you can gain like 5%, 3%, at least 2%.
Yes.
Which is gross commission. You know?
Yes. So that's okay. Alhamdulillah. So aapko aim karna chahiye ki main 20 deals karunga.
Yes.
So don't let anything go. Even if it's a small ticket, you should do it.
Inshallah.
ठीक है, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. That's very good. Like so do your daily planning and weekly planning and look at your plan every week one time at least, and then look at how can I don't worry too much, just aim for 20 deals and then push forward, and inshallah you will see that you might end up doing 20 or 25 deals.
Yes.
And then you'll be like, oh wow, I reached 1.5 million. Alhamdulillah.
Of course.
That's good, inshallah. Okay. Marriage, I can't really advise you. Are you ready?
Inshallah. I'm ready, yes.
You're ready. Okay, we'll put your bio out to people. Young man looking for marriage. Subhanallah.
Inshallah.
And
Allah permission.
Ameen, inshallah. And then social media. Yeah, what are you trying to do on social media?
Obviously, I'm learning from your YouTube videos,
Alhamdulillah.
taking every day the course which I give to myself. I actually take link from your videos, all of them.
Yeah.
And then each day I watch your 10 videos.
MashaAllah.
And it's very tough. I'm sometimes, even tired, but I do it.
MashaAllah. Real nice guy. Real fan. Alhamdulillah. Okay.
Yes, real fan, but doing for myself.
It's okay. Look, at the end of the day, fans also do it for themselves. Yeah, they get a kick out of it. Okay, it's good. But are you going to post?
Yes, of course.
No, so are you posting? So I understand that social media, you want to do it to grow your social media, right?
Yes, of course, because I'm learning from you, and then I'm taking that knowledge. After taking that knowledge, I will apply on my social media marketing. I will hire somebody who is good editor or videographer, and then like freelancer. At the moment, I cannot afford a salary person.
No problem.
So a freelancer person I will hire. Weekly 2 to 3 videos I'll be posting, or maybe more, and let's see how it goes. And
my first ever video for YouTube, I got it edited by a freelancer. I found him on Fiverr.
Yes.
Okay, that video is 21 minutes or 18 minutes long. And but that was YouTube. Okay, so you don't need somebody to edit for Instagram. You can pretty much, like, the thing is that the tools that are available today, Raval, this quick time, you throw all the videos in there, and you can pretty much edit yourself. You really don't even need a freelancer, to be honest with you. It takes more time to communicate to the freelancer what you want, and then they will do it, and then you will be like, okay, this looks good, this doesn't look good. Honestly, you can today do it yourself. It's so easy. It's so easy.
That's true, 100%. You know, you are I mean, like, pro social media. I mean, a big celebrity in agents world. So I'll take that advice.
Thank you. But okay, you gotta start posting. Okay, so we'll start seeing more content from you, inshallah.
Inshallah, after Ramadan.
After Ramadan, why? Are you fasting? Ramadan Kareem. ये क्या है? ये क्या मतलब है? आप अभी से स्लो डाउन हो रहे हैं, क्या सीन है?
नहीं, वो है ये कि एक तो मेरा आपके साथ वो जो कोर्स चल रहा है,
ओके
खत्म हो जाएगा, यानी कि ऑल वीडियो 20 almost 3000 video. I'm almost finished with them.
MashaAllah, this guy becomes
meanings, and yeah, after that I will start, of course.
Okay, inshallah, and then aim for 2 videos a day. Okay,
2 videos a day, right?
On Instagram. Yeah. Start with Instagram. YouTube पे थोड़ा सा time लगता है. Instagram is easier, and then you can pivot to YouTube if you like. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Look, start with Instagram, but 2 minimum videos, and then do 1 long video, or you can do 2 long videos per week on YouTube. Okay, so you got 2 minutes, but 2 videos per day on Instagram. Okay, and then 2 long videos per week. Guys, listen, those who are tuning in, just for your information, I asked, what are your goals, personal, financial, or otherwise, in Dubai real estate? I'd love to know and hear about it. And this was Rawal. His main goal was hitting 1.5 million dirhams in commissions this year. Inshallah, may Allah bless you. We hope you will. You'll do more than that, inshallah, biiznillah, by Allah's permission. Marriage, I can't help you there. May Allah bless you. I can't help you there because I can only give you dua. May Allah bless you with a good spouse. And last but not the least, social media. Look, post 2 pieces of content on Instagram every day, and 2 videos on YouTube. I'm pushing you, but let's do 2 videos. Get going, inshallah. Okay, brother? Inshallah. All right. Okay. Pleasure. Take care of yourself. You're welcome. Allah Hafiz. This is interesting, huh? All right, guys. Anybody else who's got goals and dreams for this year? Love to talk to you guys. If not, that's fine. If you don't have goals and dreams. Muzaffar Khan says on YouTube, I like how you explain more on how real estate market works and how agents should be working with clients. And I have a question for you. Is it necessary for agents to have a driver's license? My recommendation, yes. Yeah, it's quite important. There is a podcast with a gentleman called Prashant. Okay. He's one of my colleagues from a long time ago, from 8 years ago. When he moved to Dubai, he started without a driving license. Okay, he started without a driving license. Have I seen agents close deals without a driving license? Yes. Okay. Is it easy? No, but it's part of the game. You've got to push, and you will get there by Allah's permission. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody who joined in today. I want to bid you adieu. Thank you very much. Okay, that's the link to Prashant's podcast. Okay, Muzaffar Khan says, I was watching your video titled How to Get Started as a Real Estate Agent. I was concerned about the driver's license because I failed, so will it be a struggle? But if you fail, doesn't matter. It just, as my mentor told me, if you failed, it's just one more time for you to learn to become better and safer on the road. I failed I had a driving license from Canada that I could drive in Canada. I had a full driving license. When I came to Dubai, I failed. I deserve to fail. But I don't take it as a failure. I felt very bad at that time, but it was very easy. It was very easily. My mentor said, "Look, Fahd, you didn't fail. You just received another chance to be able to learn, to get better on the road. So, big deal." And then Alhamdulillah, I passed my test. Next time, pretty fast, pretty easy. Like, it was. All right, guys, listen, everybody on Instagram, last chance. I'd love to know your goals. If you're an agent or an investor, let me know. Nothing's coming through. Instagram keeps hanging. I bid you adieu. I say goodbye to you guys. Until next time. Or during the week. We might have a live session during the week. Stay tuned, all right, guys? Bye for now. You both might have a different viewpoint. Our job is going to be to bring you both in a way together to make the best investment decision.
Sometimes the time is right when the time is right. He is somebody I met in 2017. He always wanted to start with an investment in the Dubai market. And 2024 is what it was for him. He, along with another friend of his, wanted to really take a look at the Dubai market again and really start investing. So what we ended up doing is have them sign up on the Dubai Wealth Builder program. And it's a little bit of a challenge trying to get two friends who might think alike, can also think differently sometimes. Him and both of his friends were then escorted along into a strategy session. We then went on to help them virtually select properties, qualify based on the criteria that we established. One of them then visited Dubai. We went physically to see the properties, the different showrooms, and get a feel of the areas and the locations so that we could then make better decisions. The process took about maybe a month to 2 months, but the good thing is they win by getting the best property. Dubai wins by getting a great customer, great client. We win because we get to service them, and the real estate market in Dubai wins overall.